Okay, this is going to look a little bit different than the template you pulled down. I've rearranged it a bit. And what we're going to look for is understanding cost of capital, and we are doing what they call WACC, W-A-C-C, weighted average cost of capital. What we're looking for is the discount rate that a business should use that would suggest that if they invest in anything, the interest rate should be above that. And this will show the weighted average of the cost of capital. So what is it we're measuring? We are going to measure, so what's capital? Capital involves common stock, it involves preferred stock, and then we're going to look at the debt. So these three right here, anything in common stock or preferred stock and debt is going to be looked at for the overall, and then we're going to weight each one of these. After we get that weight, we're then going to calculate the interest rate or the rate that is returned by these three items, okay? What is the interest that is returned, or not returned, but needed to support preferred stock? The interest or dividend that's needed to support common stock. That's what we're going to look at, and it's a really important concept. Now, I've separated this out so that you can find information a lot easier. I've simply put in bullets so that each new area is marked. So let's kind of mosey down through this and see what you guys think here. First of all, it says, what weights would you use for their debt, common stock, and preferred stock? Well, that's really easy. First of all, and they give you the information right here. See it? The total market of company's common stock is 45 million. Preferred stocks were 6. And the debt, okay, right here, is worth 33. So let's go down. If you add those together, you're going to come up with $84 million. Then you're going to find a weight for each one of these items of capital. So common stock was how much? 45? 45 divided by 84. I'll do the first one for you. And that's going to give you a weight of 53.6%. And you'll do that for each one of these. And from there, and we'll use this calculated weight right here to take a percentage of the interest or the return that has to be paid on these items, and that becomes their cost of capital. And when we weight it out, we'll have a weighted average of their cost of capital. So figure that out. So this is 45 divided by 84. The next one's going to be 6 divided by 84 and 33 divided by 84. Now they want us to calculate ACE's after-tax cost of debt. Now what the heck does that mean? Okay, if you go back up here, it talks about bonds, and you have one bond issued at 7% coupon rate. It pays interest annually. That's a very important key here. They're $1,000 bonds, okay, and they currently have 9 years remaining, and each one is selling for $9.41. Now we're asked to find their yield to maturity is what you're going to find. And to find that, you'll take these numbers. All you have to do is take one bond. You're looking for a rate. So you have a future value at 1,000. The present value is $9.41. Well, that's interesting. There it is. It's sort of like Pac-Man, isn't it? So let's try this again. And now this has to be a negative because you're going to be paying it out. So it's going to look like $9.41. Here you go. payment. What are they talking about in payment? Well, that's the interest payment. And you're going to pay 7% on that $1,000. That's going to be the coupon. So that payment is going to be 70. And the number of periods, now remember, we're only doing this for one annually. It's not semi-annually. So we've got 9 periods. This is what you have to set up to get the year yield to maturity. Now I'm going to use Excel so you can see. And this is the formula we use as soon as it gets there. So we use the rate function. And all you have to do, and I'll upload this for you to play with also. All you have to do is open up an Excel, type in equal rate in a parentheses. And what will come up is, let's show you, equal rate, parentheses. And see, then all you have to do is fill in the numbers. So the first one it wants is rate, is periods, in PER. So that would be here. Then you'll do a comma, and then it wants payment. That would be there, and a comma. And now it wants present value, a comma, and future value. And now I'm not, these, see how these are in brackets? Those are optional, so you don't have to put those in. So all you have to do is close the parentheses and hit enter. And that will give you the yield to maturity of 7.9%, right in that area. Very easy to do. Now you want to save this, okay, because you're going to come back and do some manipulations. You're going to change these numbers up here. That's why I have left it set up as I have. Rather than just plug the numbers right in here, I've left them out here so you can change them, because they're going to ask scenarios. So hold on to that. So now we have our yield to market, and now you have to adjust it because there's a tax rate, and bonds are tax deductible, right? So we're going to deduct that. So you're going to take that rate, 7.94, and multiply it by 1 minus the tax rate. And that's going to give you the after-tax percent that you want, interest percent. So hold that one in. Don't lose that. Now you're going to calculate the cost of preferred stock, which is really very, very easy at this point. You have all your information. It's $6 million, right? So what are we? And it is, let's go up here, 8% par. That's the dividend, okay, and how much do we have here? So 8% of $100 is $8, right? So the dividend per stock is $8. So that, let's go down here. And so you're going to take $8 and divide it by the market value of the preferred stock. And that's somewhere up here. Right here. The market value is 107. So you're going to divide 8 by 107, and you're going to get that rate of return. And you're going to hold on to that. And finally, you're going to calculate the cost of common stock. Because capital is very similar to a debt. You're going to have to do a return on it. You're going to have to maintain it and have it growing so that people will invest in your company. So this is the calculation is dividend divided by current market rate plus the suggested growth rate. And I believe they give us all that information up here. If we look at common stock, well, we know it's 45 million. It has a market price right now of $52.25. Its expected dividend is $3 per share, and it's going to grow at a constant rate of 5%. So those are your numbers to plug. If you come down here And you will have, right here, let's just do let me show you what that's going to look like. So you're going to have 3 divided by 52. You'll calculate that out, and then plus 0.05. And that's going to equal your cost of common stock. So now you have the cost of common stock, you have the cost of preferred stock, and you have the after-tax cost of debt. So you're figuring cost of debt, cost of preferred stock, and cost of common. Now what the heck do you do with them? Well, remember these weights you found up here? You're going to bring those down, and now you're going to do the WACC. And the WACC is going to take the percents times that yield times the tax rate, okay, plus the common stock weight times the cost of stock, plus the preferred stock weight, plus the cost of preferred stock. And that's going to give you what the WACC is, or the weighted average cost of capital. And I will tell you what it is, but you have to show me how it's calculated. And that comes up to 8.98%. Now, very simple, okay? Let's go through it again. You're going to look at common stock, preferred stock, and debt. Okay, this is your cost of common stock, cost of preferred stock, and cost of debt. And you calculate it out with the numbers given. You put it together and get the weighted average, which is 8.98. And now you're going to answer questions about it. And I will let you look at the book to kind of figure that out. If you have questions, just email me and we'll talk about it via email. And then you're going to change things. And it's going to ask you how that changing those numbers changes how you would feel about a project. And this is the one I told you about right here, that you want to bring up this and change to find out what it would look like if it were semi-annual. How would that change the yield to maturity? Now remember, you're going to have to multiply this times 2 because we're using 6 months now, and that will give you the new yield. So that should be kind of exciting for you to kind of play with that. And I've given you the numbers all the way up to here. You need to show me how to calculate all this. And then you need to think about these answers and answer them to the best of your ability. Isn't this exciting? Okay. Good luck, and email me or message me.